Well, it's a pleasure now to welcome our fourth speaker of the morning session, Mr. Raghavendra Rao, the Department of Chemicals and Petrochemicals from the Republic of India. Mr. Rao is a graduate of degrees in mechanical and industrial engineering and holds an MBA in public services management from the University of Birmingham. He's also been certified by Syracuse University in the US in public administration and by the Kennedy School of Management at Harvard University. I'd like to now welcome him to the stage. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Your Excellency, dignitaries sitting here, senior officials, captains of the industry, and ladies and gentlemen. I'll be making a very brief presentation. I'll take you through the exciting growth story that is called India. Can you change it? Can somebody assist me in changing it? Okay, thanks. You see, if you see this particular graph, India is now the second most populous country in the world. The size of the sphere indicates the population. The x-axis is the GDP growth rate, and this is the per capita GDP in $1,000. This was the figure of 2017. India was clocking around 6.7, and China was 6.9, if I remember the figures correctly. But the point I'm trying to make is the population of India and China are almost very close, but the GDP, in terms of GDP, we are quite low. We're somewhere around 5,000 to 10,000. But most of the advanced countries are about $45,000, $55,000, $65,000 per capita. But the opportunity to grow is very high, and that is happening. If you see this graph, the projections are that India will be growing at a very high rate of 7% plus. The world average is somewhere expected to be somewhere here. And then India is definitely one of the fastest growing, perhaps the fastest growing major economy in the world. We are already the sixth biggest economy in the world, 2.6. And shortly we'll become the fifth. We have crossed France and we'll be crossing UK very shortly. And we expect that it will become a 5 trillion economy by 2025. 1/3 of the population is in the urban areas. And our estimation is by 2025 it should touch 42%, and maybe around 2030 or so, slightly later, half the population of the country should be in urban areas. The good thing is most of the people are quite young. The average age is now about less than 28 years. They're becoming highly educated, highly innovative, highly skilled. This population of 1.34 in 2017, the growth rate of population fortunately is coming down, but in spite of that, we expect that we may touch about 1.46. And somewhere in between these two, India may become the largest, the biggest, population-wise, in population terms, country in the world. Next one, please. Yeah. Now, coming to the chemicals and petrochemical sector, we feel that the importance of the industry to the economy is very significant. We are already more than 80,000 products are there, and significant contribution is coming from this sector towards the manufacturing sector as well as in the GVA. A lot of people are being employed in this sector, a lot of FDI is coming, exports, and weightage on the IIP. Even though as of now, it accounts for about 3% and odd, but the good thing is things are changing very fast. Next one. Now, what are the growth drivers for this petrochemical sector? If you see this, as I mentioned, the fast economic growth is one of the contributors. Population, the market is growing, very fast urbanization, and very fast industrialization. All these factors are contributing to the significant growth of various sectors, particularly if you see the healthcare is about 16%, if you see the consumer goods sector, 12%, automotive, 11%, packaging, 9%, electrics and electronics, 10%. Most of the sectors, the growth rate in 2017 was of this order. And all these things will contribute significantly to the growth of petrochemicals, including polymers, synthetic rubber, fibers, synthetic detergents, performance plastics, and these are the intermediates. Next one. Now, in addition to the factors which I mentioned, government is taking several measures, initiatives, like Make in India, Swachh Bharat, this Clean India, smart cities, agricultural reforms. A lot of funding is happening here to these particular programs. FDI is 100% permitted. And all these things are resulting in these end-user industries getting benefited. For example, if Make in India will have a direct impact on pharma, textiles, automobiles, this will boost the chemical sector. Similarly, Swachh Bharat, that means Clean India, surfactants, water treatment chemicals, this will grow at about 15%. Smart cities, construction chemicals, expected to get a lot of boost. Similarly, agricultural reforms, PVC, agrochemicals, these will give a boost to that sector. Next one. Now, if you see the global chemical industry, because we are talking of trillions, of course this is in billions. Now in 2018, we were around 5 trillions the world over, expected to grow at about 5.5. But the good thing is, as far as India is concerned, we are expecting the growth rate in the chemical industry of the order of 9.3%. So these are the strong growth drivers which I mentioned earlier. So we grow much faster than the global chemical industry. Next one. Now, these are some of the intermediates which are important for the chemical industry for us. PE, PP, PVC, MEG, and SBR. Now, we made an assessment that from now till 2025, what will be the gaps? Going by what are the things that are under construction? We have not taken Ratnagiri into consideration. We have only taken those projects which are already under construction, which are going to become operational soon. Now, the gaps are significant, but this is about 2.7 million tons, 1.05 million tons. PVC is going to be 4.4 million tons, MEG also, and SBR. Next. Now, this particular graph is for 2021. If you see, in most of the intermediates products, there are going to be significant deficits that are projected because the way the demand is growing, particularly in the ethylene derivative sector, in the benzene derivative sector, in this area, a lot of deficits are expected. Next one. Now, Ratnagiri, Saudi Aramco has signed, of course, an MOU recently in June 2018. And if this project really sees the light of the day, which we expect it to, about $44 billion are expected to be the investments. This would be the single largest overseas investment in the petrochemical sector in India. We expect that this will be about 60 million metric tons refining capacity, and the petrochemical production should be of the range of 18 million tons. Now, this will be the largest. and they will be the strategic partners, and they will provide the feedstock. Next one. Now, the government, as I mentioned to you, is taking several measures, particularly on infrastructure, regulations, investment regions, tax. Now, as far as the infrastructure is concerned, significant focus is being given for rail, road connectivity, port connectivity, and so on and so forth. A lot of regulation, easing of regulations. 100% FDI is permitted. No need for a license, except for hazardous chemicals. We have 4 PCPIRs. This is Gujarat, Odisha, Andhra, and Tamil Nadu. GST has been introduced, a lot of simplification, a lot of skilled manpower is coming up. Next. Now, we have a lot of major players in the petrochemical sector. Out of 7, we have 7 companies which are on the Fortune 500 global list. Out of that, 3 are already there in petrochemical sector. This gives an opportunity for going for joint ventures with the leading Indian companies. Next one. Now, as far as GCC is concerned, we have a lot of population, 8.5 million people of Indian origin are already there here, the GCC, and out of which about 3 million are in UAE and Saudi Arabia. Of course, we receive a lot of remittances from this area, 40 billions annually, and 60% of our energy imports are coming from this area. Now, GCC exports are increasing at the rate of 43% over last decade, and India also exports significant quantities of food to this area, and apart from garments and jewelry and all that, and of course, we import crude oil. There are already a lot of big companies like L&T, SR, Punj Lloyd Engineers India already operating here. Next. Now, GCC has a lot of oil reserves. You're very strong on the financial side, access to capital, whereas India has a lot of demand is growing, a lot of talent pool is available, and innovation is growing, and manufacturing sector is growing. So together, if we come together, it'll be a win-win situation. Next one. We organize India Chems every 2 years. This one we had in 2018 in October, and the next one would be in 2020. So this gives an opportunity for everybody to come together and discuss about the growth story. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. It's been a wonderful thing, and we received very warm hospitality. I would request everybody to come to India and share the growth story. Thank you so much.
Mr.